everyone. Happy Thankful Thursday. Excited to be here today. Today I have so much to be grateful for. Where to start? Well, first of all, I'm grateful for my family. Everyone's just been amazing. We had my father's services on Monday, and it was just incredible, the people that showed up and supported us, and so I'm really grateful for them. So that's what I'm grateful for. I see some of you guys checking in already. I love it. Hey Tanya, thanks for joining today. I hope you're having a good afternoon. Hey Keegan, how are you? We missed you this morning. I'll have to check in with you. Hey Chuck, hope you are doing well. Hey, Michelle, good to see you on here. And Sandy, I love it. Hi, Sandy. You guys are awesome. Thanks for checking in today. That's awesome. Yeah, so feel free to share what you're grateful for today in the comments. It's always good to hear what everyone's grateful for in their life. Like I said, I am incredibly grateful for a special Monday. Monday was a big day for our family, and I think we honored my dad, and we did a really good job of it, and it was just so wonderful to have the support of family and friends that day. So very grateful. So feeling full this week. Challenging week, but feeling full. Hey Mom, good afternoon to you too. Hope you're enjoying the cooler weather. Hi Becky, hope you are doing well. And hello again on YouTube, it looks like. Love it. So the other thing I want to share in here that I'm really grateful for is that Becky and Tanya, who just checked in, they surprised me, and I was able to meet them in person, and they surprised me on a very difficult weekend on our way up to Minnesota. They surprised me, and so I was able to meet them in person, spend some good time with them, and do some live yoga, which was even better. So very sweet people. I'm very fortunate to have such a wonderful community around me. So lots to be grateful for. Yes, hearts. Yes, I love it. Chuck wrote, grateful for internet I haven't had for 2 days. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a long time to go without it. So I'm glad it's back up and running for you, Chuck. That's awesome. Yeah. Keegan, sorry, I figured I would take a break for the week because of last week. Yep, I understand. All good, Keegan. I'm just glad you're doing well, and I'm glad you're checking in on here. So I'm here every week, as you guys know, with Rise, Shine, Smile, to talk about gratitude, because gratitude is our superpower. Gratitude is something that we can access at any time. We can choose to be grateful and focus on the things that we do have and appreciate them, acknowledge them, and then guess what? We're activating our superpower. We start to train our mind to start looking for the good, right? Start appreciating all that we already have right in front of us right now, instead of focusing on things that we don't have. That takes away that energy, right? So we're creating that positive energy by really, truly, and appreciating what we do have. And then we start to attract more good things to us. We activate the law of attraction. And it's something that's so powerful because it doesn't cost us any money to do this. This is something that we can do at any time we're awake. We can choose to be grateful for what we do have. And so we talk about gratitude on here every week. That's the whole purpose of Thankful Thursday. So Sandy wrote, I am grateful for my friends that I mostly get to see on the internet. Oh, Sandy, we're so grateful for you. Michelle wrote, I'm grateful for my flexible job. I had lunch and a nice visit with some family visiting from Texas. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love that. Thank you guys for sharing that. That means the world to me. See how gratitude is contagious? It has that ripple effect. And that's what this is all about, right? Being intentional about it. We all know what we should do, right? But being intentional with our thoughts, being intentional how we use gratitude in our life and really make it that superpower that it really is, I think it's really powerful. So with gratitude, there's other things that we can do, and that's what we're going to talk about here on every show. We have a little theme every week that we talk about, and today is something that I am still working on, and so that's why I wanted to talk about self-discipline. Looks like Becky wrote, so grateful for my husband who supported me when I said I wanted to drive to the cities and back last weekend. Yes, I'm thankful for him too. Tell him thank you. Aaron wrote, I'm grateful for how your family, Kylene's, has welcomed me to their family. I was honored to be a part of your dad's services. Yes, thank you, Aaron, for being a part of it and being there to support us. Lots of hugs, lots of, oh, yeah, very grateful for you, Aaron. Thank you. Um, yes, it is really powerful, right? It is powerful when we take the time to just pause for a moment and appreciate what we have before we just keep responding to what life is. It's taking that deep breath and choosing how you're going to respond to the next because life comes at us really fast, right? And so being intentional with our thoughts, training our mind to look for the good instead of the bad is it's a really powerful tool. Um, so I wanted to talk about self-discipline today. This is not a topic that I am the greatest at, but it is something that I know is important. It's so important to our success in any type of goal that we may have for ourselves, um, physically, emotionally, career wise, you name it. If we have a goal, self discipline is huge, and so that's why it's important. Um, and so the one thing when I was kind of thinking about this and preparing and reading a little bit about it, one of the things I read was to change our narrative about self discipline instead of saying, um, I don't have good self discipline, like I was just saying, right? Let's just say, yes, I have good self discipline. I can do this. And that's activating the law of attraction. So, changing that narrative about how you feel about your self discipline is like that first magical step that we can do because remember where focus goes energy flows. So if we're focusing on how we're not good at this, this isn't something that um, whatever we can't do, guess what our outcome's going to be? It's going to not be successful, right? And this is something that I'm really being conscious about. And so I just wanted to share a few tips on here today on ways that maybe you could incorporate. So maybe if this is an area that you're really good at, maybe this is something that could just enhance. But maybe if you find yourself in certain areas of your life, maybe you're not as disciplined as you would like. There's no judging here. Only you get to decide if you're reaching your goals and moving forward in a way that is meaningful to you. So these are some tips that maybe would help you reach those goals, right? So the first one is to really avoid distractions. And this is a tough one, especially knowing the environments that we can work in, right? Sometimes we have a lot of things coming at us that are out of our control. So it's putting ourselves, thank you, it's putting ourselves in that environment where we really truly can accomplish what we need to get accomplished. So it's avoiding those um, the TV. So Aaron and I have been talking a lot about the TV lately, because the TV can suck us in. It can be a really powerful distraction, right? It's not that it's bad all the time. It's just it can be a distraction. We could use that time to do something else, right? Um, so really being intentional with how you're planning your day. How are you scheduling? And then prioritizing from there. What is it that is really important to you that you need to get done first? And this is the part I think that could probably be really powerful when we talk about, well, Aaron always talks about being um, an action taker, right? So instead of just consuming the information, or you could spend all day on this plan that you want to achieve your goals, but if you don't ever take the action to start those steps to accomplish it, it's not really going to get you all the way to that finish line. And that's probably where you're desiring to go, right? To that finish line. And so set yourself up for success. Block your times out. That's a way for you to avoid that distraction. Maybe for 30 minutes at a time, you're doing this chunk of work, or maybe you go and when this door is closed to my office, that means no distractions. Please don't knock. Whatever it is, things like that that you could put in place for yourself to really avoid those distractions so you can be solely focused on what it is that's important to you for that moment. If it's working out. Maybe that's that time where if you get a lot of phone calls or whatever it might be, maybe you do leave your phone at home and you just take your walk, or you go and you um, do some writing if that's what you're doing, or whatever it is for you. Just, those little things that we can do can make such a big difference. The other part of this is another tip is to don't let that fear of failure stop you. So we've talked a lot about fear on here. So fear is that fantasized experience appearing real, right? These stories that we make up. Oh, hi, Bo. Hi, Mo. Good to see you on here. Sorry, I got to move my camera, I think, a little bit. Um, so don't let that fear of failure stop you. I think that is something that can impact all of us, right? That fear of being judged, that fear of not doing something well, that fear of, I don't know, it's just not accomplishing what it is that you want to do, and that fear of failure can hold us back in every area of our life. And truly, just taking that first small step, survive that risk. I've talked a lot about that on here before. Take that first small step towards whatever thing is scaring you, survive it. Even if it doesn't have the outcome that you desire, you get to learn from it. And then you get to take another small step and continue to move forward that way. And that way, you're gradually moving in the direction that you want and surviving those little mini risks to build that confidence inside of you. We talked about that recently. And then it gets you that self-trust again, and then you can have more discipline. And it's just a tip to not let that hold you back and keep moving forward. Embrace the roadblocks that show up, embrace the curves that life throws at us. They're all part of that journey, so enjoying that journey. The other thing to really help you with self-discipline is to celebrate what you have accomplished. We've talked a lot about how that helps us emotionally, right? But it also helps us see that we are moving in the right direction. We are accomplishing things. We are doing things. Even if we're not at the end goal, if we're not at that finish line yet, we're still accomplishing things. So celebrate more. Yes, perfectly said. Um, Big things, little things, every day, maybe before you go to bed, celebrate the things that you accomplished that day. Maybe every day they're really small things. Maybe it's just answering an email. Maybe that's where you're at some days. That's okay. Celebrate it. Build yourself up. Learn to build that trust on yourself that you can do things and you are doing things. And that's going to really help you build that self-discipline in your life. The other thing is return to your vision. So this is the why part of things. Really understand, why is this important to me? And this is something that Erin has really helped me with, because I struggled for many years to really articulate, what is my why? Why am I doing this all the time? Why is this important? And digging deep and figuring out why this is your calling. Why is this your special gift? When you come back to your why, that's going to carry you through those tough moments. That's going to keep you waking up and doing the hard work that it takes, or I should say, having the discipline to do the hard things, right? It's coming back to your why. Bring it back to the whole core reason. Why is this important? Come back to your why. I think that's really important. Practice prioritizing. I talked a little bit about that at the beginning, where I talked about distractions, but prioritizing, looking at your to-do list and then doing the hard things first. The hard things usually get pushed off to the end. At least for me, sometimes that happens. Sometimes I like to do the little tasks first to get in the momentum going for working. But what I have found is that doesn't serve me very well. I found that because I can get started on the easy, simple things, those hard things don't happen. I don't quite finish them because either I run out of time at the end of the day. I don't know if anyone else does this or struggles with this. So it's really kind of reversing that, prioritizing what has to get done so you can continue to move forward, and then do those hard things first. Chuck wrote, the small things turn into big and keep you going. Yeah, you're right. Those little small steps, right? It's the whole, um, now I can't think of who wrote the book, the Slight Edge book. I can't think of who wrote that book right now, but that's the whole concept, right? You do these little daily things every day. You have that discipline in your life. You've created this habit for yourself, and you're going up instead of down, right? You're not just one day you do it, next day you don't, next day, it's not that cycle, that roller coaster ride. Jeff Olson, thank you, Erin, for sharing that. Yes, he wrote the book The Slight Edge, and that's what those little small tasks are. Over time it makes a huge difference. You're one step closer to where you're going. So I really like that. Thank you for sharing that, Chuck. And then obviously just continuing to be an action taker. We've talked a lot about, if you do have a big goal in mind, what are a few things that you can do every day? Maybe it's just one thing that you can do every day that's going to get you closer to achieving that goal. It doesn't necessarily always have to be career-wise as far as it. Maybe it's weight loss. Maybe that's something that's important for you. So maybe what's one thing that you could do every day? Maybe make sure that you drink enough water that day. So maybe that's your one goal that you start with. And then once that becomes a habit, maybe then you incorporate another thing and you become really good and create that discipline around that new habit. And then over time, you're going to start to see those results. And so I think it's really important to realize that self-discipline doesn't have to be, at least for me, sometimes when I think about it, it feels heavy, it feels big, it feels tough, right? Because I have for so long, I have struggled, right? I have not always followed through with the things that I've promised myself that I would do. So hang tight, let's check this out real quick. Sorry. Yeah. So, it's understanding. Erin and I had some good conversations on our trip recently. We had lots of time in the car. We usually have some really good talks. And we talked about, coming back to what it is, what's really important. Why do we not take things all the way to the finish line? How can we let Erin, please help me out here if I'm not taking this exactly, because I like what you wrote. Please help me out if you don't mind. But really making yourself a priority. So if it means that one day that you have to ask for help, then ask for help, to really keep that promise to yourself. I think I can't tell you how often I put and can put my goals aside so I can help other people. But guess what? In the long run, I need to fill my cup up, right? I need to show myself that I can accomplish these things too. And in turn, that's going to make me a better friend. It's going to make me a better wife. It's going to make me a better business owner. It's going to make me a better yoga teacher, right? When I stay true to the things that are important to me and to continue moving forward. It doesn't make you a bad person to do that. It doesn't make you selfish. It makes you true to who you are. So you do have more fulfillment and joy in your life. I think that's really important. And then, the action, stop thinking about it and just do it. So that was, a lot about what Erin and I talked about, was just doing it. I'm famous for having these good talks, taking notes, doing all this good stuff, but then to put it in action, I have to build up to it sometimes, right? I hope I'm not the only person that does this, and I'm working on being more disciplined when it comes to this. So when we're talking about something, I just go into action. I do one thing closer to that instead of adding to my to-do list, right? And then doing it later. Just do something every day that's going to get you closer to whatever goal it is that's important to you. And the decisions and that you make for yourself, being authentic with who you are, I think is really, really critical. And sometimes that can make you a little exposed and vulnerable when you share where maybe you have a weakness, right? You rely on the people around you, ask for some support, keep the people around you who are going to support you, keep you accountable. Keep those people around you because they care about you. They want you to be successful. And so for me, I had to let my guard down with Aaron. I had to say, I'm struggling here. I know these things. I can share them. I can talk about them, but these are areas that I'm struggling. And so let your guard down, be vulnerable with the people around you that care about you, that trust you. I'm so thankful to have Aaron that I have to share this with, but I also have, this community here. I have my family, I have friends, but I have that Masters of Success group, which is so powerful. It's a bunch of like-minded people who are all growth-minded, and we can share maybe where we're struggling or share maybe where we're feeling stuck, and we can get all these new insights and accountability just to project us to keep moving forward faster. I think it's really really important. So I share this because, like I said, I have been struggling. I've been doing a lot of things, and I'm not doing any of them extremely well. I don't know if you guys have been pulled in a lot of different directions, and then you do enough to get by in all the different areas. And yes, maybe you're making small movements, but you're not really thriving in just one area. And so that's how I have been feeling. And I know that this year, sharing with you all, sharing mindset tips and tools is really important. Sharing yoga and all of that is really important to me. That's my passion. But I haven't been dedicating enough time to that. I've been doing enough to keep going, but I haven't been dedicated to really excel in it and really see my goals coming to life, right? And so I've been struggling. So I had to really open up and share that with him. So I'm hopeful that I'm not the only one. If anyone else has had any struggles, maybe with how self-discipline could help you move forward when you do have those feelings, if you do have those feelings. Because we all have our strengths, right? And we all have our weaknesses. And knowing where maybe those weaknesses lie, what do you need to put in place to allow yourself to be successful, to accommodate for those weaknesses? Where do you need to grow? Maybe you need to dig a little bit deeper there. All of that is so important. And that's why, Tanya, all the time recently. Yeah. So thank you for sharing that too. It happens to all of us, and I think that's the important thing. We all have, like I just said, we all have our strengths. We all have our things that we're good at. We all have our things that are special gifts that we have to share with the world. But it still takes work, right? It doesn't mean that you can just show up and do it. Yes, you can, but are you ever going to continue to grow? Are you ever going to continue to really, truly live in that zone of greatness if you don't become disciplined in doing those actions that it takes to keep moving forward to get you there? I think is really important. Looks like Becky had a comment on here. Definitely lately, struggle bus has been running amok. Yeah, so in these moments, we can come back to these tips. What can we do to really put ourselves in a position to keep moving forward? And that is being vulnerable. That is sharing with the people around you. Okay, this is not where I want to be, right? Or maybe this is an area that I am being pulled and I need a little extra support. Can you help me? And this is important to me. So going into having those conversations, being real, and then coming up with a way to get yourself into action. What's going to help you take that one immediate action as you move forward? Really getting clear on your why again. Coming back to the why, it's so important because that's what fuels you, right? That's your special gift for the world. Really understanding why am I spending all this time thinking about these things? Coming back to that. And celebrating your wins. Build yourself up. Know that you are doing good things, and keep that energy high. Keep those positive feelings flowing through your body, because that's what's going to keep that fuel inside of you. That's going to help. Surrounding yourself with those positive people, the people that are going to hold you accountable. If you say you're going to do something, let's have these people support you and hold you accountable. It doesn't mean that they're calling you out. It means you said something was important to you, so I'm going to help you follow through with that. I think that one is really huge. And then setting yourself up for success as far as planning your day, putting yourself in those situations that reduce the distractions, or rewarding yourself. Maybe I can do this if I get this task done, right? I mean, I think we all play those games with ourselves. If I finish this, then I can do this, right? And do those hard things first instead of pushing off the hard things. It really will make a huge difference for yourself. Looks like Jerry had a comment. Late as always, I'll watch for 5 more 18-hour days. Oh man. Thank you for working so hard. I hope you get some rest, and I'm glad that you checked in, Jerry. It's good to see you on here. So just remember to give yourself grace, but I don't mean grace as an excuse. Grace as a way to not judge yourself. Don't shit on yourself. We do enough. We're really trying to build ourselves up. So just give yourself some grace as you go through here, as you develop that self-discipline for yourself with different areas of your life, because this goes into all areas of our life. It's not just our career again. Give yourself some grace, have some gratitude along the way. Use gratitude as your superpower, because it truly is something that we can come to. So if you're feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm scared, this fear of failure is stopping me, come back and evaluate, am I really in danger? And then appreciate that, hey, I'm so glad that fear was there, because guess what? This task is probably really important to me achieving my goals. So maybe that fear was there for a reason. And then just continue to be an action taker. Continue to do the things instead of overthinking them, instead of looking at all the ways maybe that it wouldn't work, or maybe all the obstacles that you'd have to overcome, or maybe all the steps that are involved. This is where I get hung up. I think of all the steps and I get hung up on some of the details instead of actually just taking that first step and doing it. I encourage you all to do that too, if that's how you're feeling as well. But then use the people around you. Have a mentor, measure your process. That's that celebration again. Really, truly know that you're working hard. And then you're going to see, like Chuck said, the small things turn into big things. So you're going to see that progress eventually, and just keep believing in yourself, because that's a choice. And like I said at the beginning, it's changing that narrative we have attached with self-discipline as hard, or whatever kind of narrative you're saying, and changing it for good. Yes, I have self-discipline. I can do this. And then focus your energy on those positive thoughts. And guess what? That's going to activate that law of attraction again for you, and you're going to see more success. And that's what I want for all of you. I want you guys all to have more smiles, more fulfillment, more joy in your life. And again, gratitude is at the core of all of this. So again, I still have the gratitude channel. And I would love for you guys, some of you have joined us over there, and I'm so thankful for all of you. If you go to rssyoga.link /gratitude, you can join us on there. And it's just a group. There's no judgment. It's a safe place. You can share what you're grateful for. No one's going to care. it fills us up to hear what other people are grateful for. It has that ripple effect. It's contagious. You thrive off just seeing other people light up when they talk about what they're grateful for. And so you have that benefit, but you also have the benefit of being intentional with your gratitude, really making the time to share publicly what you're grateful for in your life. It has so many positive effects for you because you're activating, you're in a state of abundance, right? You're in that positive state, and you're going to start to pick up and appreciate all the good things that are around you instead of in that state of mind that you're focusing on all the things maybe that aren't going right or all the things that you don't have. You're appreciating what you do have in the moment. So I think that's really important. So yes, join us over at rssyoga.link /gratitude and reach out to me. If you guys have questions about anything that I'm sharing here, please reach out. I am more than happy to connect with you and talk at a deeper level. Join me over at rssyoga.link /club. That's the private Facebook group. Join me over there, and we can have a discussion about all of that. I love talking about this, obviously, because we learn from each other. It's really important to see other people's perspectives on how different topics that we've talked about impacts their life, and we can learn from each other. It's really powerful. And then, of course, if you want to join me for a yoga class, you can try it out, see if it's for you. RiseShineSmile.com. You can sign up there for a yoga class. I would love to see you guys over there, and some of you on here are my yogis, and I'm really appreciative of you all. If anyone else wants to join us, we have chair yoga, and we also have gentle yoga. So just let me know. I'd love to share a class with you and see if it's a good fit. So that's what I have for you guys today. I hope you have a wonderful Thursday. Thank you, everyone, for checking in today and joining the conversation and talking a little bit about self-discipline and gratitude. So I hope you guys have a great evening. We'll see you next week. Bye.